Some residents in Roane County say they do not understand why a main road into Harriman is closed.
We're talking about Riggs Chapel Road, hit hard by flood damage from last month's record rainfall. Well, WATE 600 side consumer reporter Don Dare talked with people there as well as the road commissioner. What are you finding out?
Well, they're upset about several things, the long detour that they have to take and having little information about it. We spent several hours with the Roane County road superintendent looking at rock slides, damaged roadways, and hillsides that have collapsed. We also talked with quite a few people who want to know what's going on and when will some roads reopen. A temporary traffic light on Bowman Bend Road in Roane County allows only one vehicle at a time to drive down the two lanes. More than a foot of rain last month loosened the hillside on Bowman Bend, causing it to give way. At another location, Road Superintendent Dennis Ferguson checks the chain barrier set up on Riggs Chapel Road. A 2.5-mile section of it that hugs the ridgeline next to the Emery River is closed. Concrete barriers are set up to keep traffic off the road at both ends. How many of you use Riggs Chapel Road to get to town?
All of them.
We met with more than a dozen people who drive the road to downtown Harriman. A detour now takes them into Morgan County. They don't understand why the road is closed. How far is the detour for you, Larry?
A long way. I'm in Harriman. That's probably about 20 more miles.
It only took me 5 minutes to go the other way.
And now it takes you
22 minutes one way.
It's just a nuisance having to go around to take your kids to school, go to work.
And if you'll see, Don, right here, you can see this rock.
We walked Riggs Chapel with Road Superintendent Dennis Ferguson. He said boulders slid down the rocky hillside about 10 days ago, creating another safety issue.
This is a failure that has happened just this week.
He pointed to a hole in the road.
And that is hollow right there, under there. Now also along the river, which you can't see it here, we've got a movement going on under here that you can't see on the riverside.
Further down Riggs Chapel Road, there are more problems.
We have a failure, again, where the ground's moved and the road is falling in.
From the side of the road, it's a straight shot down to the river.
I mean, if that was to give right there, it'd take all this out. There's nothing to hold it there.
Beginning last week, drilling began into the steep hillside along Riggs Chapel Road. They're taking soil and rock samples to determine the depth and stability of the ridgeline. The road superintendent said he's consulted with engineers about what to do with Riggs Chapel Road.
Their recommendation is going to be to take this back 50 foot back into this mountain and take all this off down through here, and we'll actually shift the road over from the right-hand side on the lake side over to the left-hand side to get us back into this mountain.
At Bowman Bend Road, a huge washout gouged a big dent into the hillside, undermining the road stability. Engineers have suggested to Mr. Ferguson that Bowman Bend also be shifted over and the hillside removed. The two expensive projects are under consideration by the Roane County Commission.
We've asked them, and they're trying to help us, and I believe that they will, to borrow about $8 million so that I can get these projects up and going as soon as possible.
We heard only frustration from those who can't use Riggs Chapel Road.
If everybody knew what was going on, they probably wouldn't be as disappointed as they are now.
I don't like and don't want to shut no roads down and don't want to inconvenient anybody, but this is a situation that it is about safety.
What information would you like to know?
I would like to know when he thinks they might get the road fixed.
This road's going to be closed for a while.
It's going to be closed for a long time.
About how long?
Well, it could be a year, could be 2 years.
At the road superintendent's office, information about road closures is posted daily, and questions are answered as quickly as possible on the road department's Facebook page.
I don't want people driving over an unsafe road. I want to have a good road. We have to deal with what we got. I want to get it opened up as soon as I can.
Now, if Roane County gives the go-ahead for repairs as engineers have suggested, and if federal and state dollars are approved, it's estimated that the county would be responsible for about 20% of that $8 million price tag. And Kristen and Bo, the road superintendent, says he understands why the residents are frustrated because he's as frustrated about it as everyone else.
It impacts a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a big project, what they're talking about doing,
Exactly.
moving that road.
Exactly. We'll see if those federal dollars come in.
Let's hope so. Don, appreciate it. Hey, if you have a consumer question for Don, send him an email at ddare@wat.com. You can also call his 6 on Your Side hotline number, 865-633-5974.